Monday evening. How are you guys? How are you guys doing? It is Monday and it is 7 o'clock. And we are going to pick up today. Now, I know we didn't have a lot going on today because little January 6th people was out there doing their little thing. But if you got up early enough this morning or you had some free time before tonight, you got to see Days of Our Lives, and that's always a treat. And that's going to
Amen.
be our focus today because that's all we got to see. How are you doing, darling?
I'm good, Bubs. How are you? That was one of my questions. I was hella busy throughout most of the day. So I know some people got soaps and some people didn't get anything. So I know that people in in my area, they did get Young and the Restless. So, and I think they got Bold and the Beautiful too. But I think the West Coast ended up getting screwed, if I'm not mistaken.
The only thing I saw today was Days this morning, of course, because Days of Our Lives comes on at 5 o'clock Eastern. I mean, 6 o'clock Eastern time, which is 5 o'clock my time. So I saw Days, and I saw half of the Young and the Restless up right into where Mariah was fixing to get on to Tessa for telling sharing that they was gonna go meet the adopted mom, and that was the last thing I saw, and nothing else today.
Well, there wasn't a really much happening on Young and the Restless, to be honest. It was more of a setup for the holiday, I guess you could say.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Sam, is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Hey, Sam. So there wasn't really a whole hellacious amount going on Young and the Restless. They had a lot of sweet stuff with the Abbotts, which I did like because I do think Christmas time is a good time to, harken back to, soap history, especially for soap families and whatnot, which I find cute. But plot wise, there was a little of this, a little of that, but nothing, earthquake shattering other than what was it? Adam going and talk to his raggedy ass Paul,
Oh,
which pisses me off every time he talks to his daddy.
no, I ain't gonna let you let Chelsea come because she tried to ruin Victoria's life. Sir, do you realize that you is the reason why that little boy even exists? Because you paid his mama to go in there and do what she did, and she did what she did, and that's how Jenny got made. And then she just gave him to Billy, and Billy just happened to be married to Victoria and not somebody else. Because that little boy could have easily have been Mac's child if Mac had been in town and was the one who was married to Billy. So
Mm-hmm.
I just, Victor is the last somebody that ought to be talking to anybody about doing something against the grain.
Pretty much. And then Sally and Nick having a conversation about Christmas and him, wanting to bring her to the ranch and her being like, damn well that bullshit is not gonna work. Me coming to Christmas at the Newman Ranch and him having to admit that that's the truth.
But you know what though?
Hmm.
I'm just in on the conversation just for a couple of minutes, but at least they keeping it real over in Genoa City that if I don't with you in November, you ain't coming to my house for Christmas in December.
Amen to that. I don't if I don't ever have to sit through a fake ass kumbaya just because it's the holiday season again on the soap, I will be happy. I like when people who don't like each other 11 months out of the year don't want to fool with each other on the 12th one. Keep it
Correct.
100.
Yes, because you know why? Because when they do all that fakery for the holiday episode, it's like we really missing an episode. Y'all gave us this fluff in between what really should be happening. Well, why don't you give us the holiday episode, the regular episode dressed up around the holiday? Come on, people. Keep it in perspective. Let's just say.
That's just this. That'll be just for this year. Next year, Nick will probably be married to Sally, and it'll be a whole different story.
Exactly. So they take this slow shit kind of though. I will say one thing I will say for Young and the Restless. They enjoy dressing the shit out of Courtney Hope. They love dressing her because they had her in this copper number today. I was like, girl, work the hell out of that dress. You know you
So
better work.
let me say that Courtney Hope is a dime plus 99. Um, I can see why wardrobe loves to dress her. She's perfect.
It's like getting a Barbie to work with.
Exactly. I mean, seriously, if you see her body just in the video game form, it's
Mhm.
fucking perfect. It's like, okay, yeah, let me try this crazy shit on her. Let's see if
And
she can fuck that up. Nope, she didn't fuck
hell,
that up.
and they be putting her, and that's the thing, they be putting her in some of the stuff that I'd be like, how y'all even thought to put her in there? Like when they put her in that pink sequence thing that looked like it escaped from Jim and the Holograms. I was like, why y'all did that? But you know what? She made it work.
That's why. That's why they did it. Because can't nobody else make it work. That's what bad bitches do.
Ain't that the truth? So that little lovely little copper, well, I guess it was kind of orange, but it looked copper to me the way it was showing up on my screen. That little cute sequence, little one shoulder dress. I was like, all right, Sally. And the thing is, people, it really does kick the stigma about how redheads can't wear certain colors in the ass. Because I have yet to see a color that Sally didn't work.
Right. I don't even know who even said redheads can't pull off any color. Now maybe those very pale
Stodgy
ones,
people.
maybe I guess, but not Courtney, honey.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she's
So
a very fortunate ginger. She pretty much can wear. I've seen her wear just about everything.
Yep, we
she
have.
makes it work.
Yes, she does.
So where they left off with Nick and Sally, because there wasn't really a whole lot to what they were talking about, was that he basically said that after, he does Christmas at the ranch and makes sure his son Christian is settled, who we ain't seen in a coon's age. I don't even really know how old that boy is anymore. That's how long it's been since we done seen Christian.
I'll be
That
about 35.
he said that he would meet up with her so that they can do something special together for Christmas, which I appreciate because I will say one of the things that I have been disappointed with Young and the Restless is that we don't really get to hear from Sally's family, from Coco or from Grams, even if they're not on screen. And I always kind of felt some type of way about that because I always felt like it put her more isolated than she needed to be.
Yes, and the thing about that is since she is a Bell creation, would they even go dabbling in messing with her parenting?
That's the thing, and that's one of the things that. And did we decide are we doing Festivus tonight? You?
I thought Festivus. When is Festivus? I
No,
need to know
it
when we're
won't
gonna
be
do
It's the
Festivus.
tonight. Festivus is the 23rd.
23rd,
Hmm.
but we're going to be on hiatus on the 23rd, aren't we?
Hold on, let me pull up my calendar. I should have done this earlier. I was
Yeah, we
actually.
need to. We definitely need to do a Festivus
Because
because
Festivus is this Friday,
Yeah,
so
I'll do it Thursday.
okay, well, we can do it on Thursday then. Oh, so a special announcement. We're not doing it tonight, but on Thursday night, Drinks the Day After will observe the Festivus tradition for the soap world. Now, I'm not really down for no feats of strength because I don't really think I could beat anybody up if I'm honest. Um, and
I
as for the poll, well, we just gonna have y'all gonna have to make do with the mop that I have, because that's the only poll that's in my house. But specifically for drinks the day after on Thursday, we will be observing the tradition of the airing of grievances. Because in the soap world, we have nothing if we don't have grievances.
correct. Correct. Now, even if we don't have a lot of grievances, we definitely have things that we would like to see improved, or things that we just want to question what was you thinking. So it should be a fun night.
Exactly. It will be. And of course, just to make it even extra, extra special, I think that we should most definitely, we always pay attention to what our faithful followers over in the live chat are talking about. So I definitely want to make sure that everyone who follows us and tunes in with us on a regular You make sure on Thursday when it's time to start airing grievances, post your grievance, and we're gonna make sure it gets aired.
That's right. Because we're gonna talk about it. Because what
Amen.
I think that we actually all got together because we really like to drag what we didn't like about ourselves. I think we love them, but we love them so much that we will roast them because we want them to do better. So
Exactly.
I think this Festivus is going to highlight our talents.
Exactly. So think deeply about your grievances and bring them to us on Thursday and share with one, share with all. But back to our regular programming.
Yeah.
Um, so so yeah, so they had that mess with Nick and Sally. Then you had Adam go and talk to his daddy, who has Alzheimer's apparently, and don't remember that he's responsible for 99% of the bullshit that went down. But whatever. And so he decided he was like, no, no, Chelsea can't come here. And the thing that is, I agree with what Adam said. He's like, look, he just wanted Connor to have a good holiday and with his mother, and
And
that
his
he's
father.
also yeah, and with his father. And so, and I have to agree with what Adam said. He was right. He said point blank, you do realize that you kind of effed her up a bit too when you forced her to fake a mental breakdown to get out of framing me for poisoning rape for poisoning Sharon husband. And
Mm.
so and no, but in Victor mind, it's 6 and 6 on one side and 12 on the other because he's like, well, look, at least I didn't send her ass to jail. Victor,
That's
that's
not
not
that wasn't the point. I
that's
know.
not the
Victor, you know, don't get me started. Victor.
I love Victor Newman. He's an institution. So I love him. But I can admit that he is full of some of the worst excrement in the world. It's
Yeah.
like, sir, this woman just had a mental breakdown. She just needed to be on a 72-hour hold because her shit was not wrapped tight. And one of the reasons her shit was not wrapped tight was yes, she'd done some screwed up things, but making her fake crazy to avoid a jail term to undo the mess that happened between her and Adam was not healthy. But he doesn't want to hear none of that, of
You know
course.
what? But my thing is, Victor too goddamn old to be around here holding grudges on Christmas with his bah hum bah egg ass. He need to stop it. He's being
Hmm.
100 years old and right here raining on the children's parade. Victor is 100, and he right here having a conniption because his little what's the boy name? Christian. What's his name? Connor. You
Connor.
know, Victor really needs to set his ass down. He gonna sit around here and literally keep Connor and his mom from enjoying a Newman family Christmas at the ranch with all the grandchildren, they ponies and
Well,
shit.
I thought at the end he finally said that well, I guess she could tag along or some bullshit like that.
Okay, listen.
Something absolutely condescending.
But you know what though? I was about to ride Victor Newman's ass for a minute about that because
And
that's
you
petty.
still can. You still can.
You still can't go ahead. The old bastard's wrong. What I'm saying, right?
That he would have been because that's ridiculous. Like I said, Victor Newman is grown as hell and he is too damn old to be around here hollering back. So and so can't come to Christmas with the family and the kids because they did something to his grown ass, hoe ass daughter. Victoria's a whore. She's fucking everybody. She fucks strangers. Stop worrying about Chelsea trying to destroy her life. Victoria gonna ruin her own life on her own.
She
I
had plenty
digress.
before. Shit. So
Right.
so
He
it's
got a
like
lot of nerve.
Victoria be all right. Victoria will be okay. She will be all right. Okay, so if that's the principal reason for why you don't want Chelsea around, stuff it. Nobody wants to hear it.
Stuff it. That's
Okay.
right.
Besides the show, y'all done spent the last year plus doing whatever Victoria wants, and I for one don't want to hear no more
You
about it.
know what? And I don't even watch it full time. And I'm on the I'm just getting what they call secondhand annoyance at Victoria's ass.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing. They've shifted, thankfully, because unfortunately, Ashland Locke ate the show alive since last year and a good chunk of this year. And the more we saw Victoria, I mean, we got to the point where I didn't even care if he was trying to bum rush her. She was on my nerves so much. I was like, take all her goddamn money and leave her all in the poorhouse because I can't stand this bitch.
Right, right, right. That's where I'm coming from. And that
So,
Chelsea, I don't like Chelsea, and I'm not a big fan of Chelsea. But right is right and
mhm,
wrong is wrong. The lady just had a whole mental breakdown. Can you show her some kindness on Christmas?
exactly. Will it kill you, sir? Will it ruin your life? Will it
It'll
ruin
ruin
your?
his evil reputation of being a bastard.
Apparently so. Honestly, I figured when he said that's the thing. You figure when he stopped all that scrapping with Jack Abbott all them years ago that he would calm his old ass down. No, 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 no. That was not in the cards at all.
He
I
needs to
So
mean,
sit down before somebody kick him in the forehead.
But Victor always did all the ass kicking though, because he was the boxer. So yeah.
mm, mm,
And it
same.
is what it is. I ain't mad that he was tough and all that. I ain't mad, but he can't. I just don't. I'm not feeling that kind of toughness towards a damn single mother. Sorry.
I mean, other than that, there really wasn't that much. Chloe stopped by to see Chelsea, and they kiki like the good old friends that they usually are. And Chelsea told her about her, trying to make amends with people, and she really has been trying to. This apology tour is still going on. She really
Oh
has.
God.
I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit leery about Christmas because if I have to see her at the Newman match trying to make amends with fucking Victor or Nikki, I may throw up. Because that'd be like, I don't know. And that's really all that
Because
happened
Nikki's
on
so
the show
sweetie.
today.
She always have her nose up in the air. That's one thing about Nikki that I liked. That
Hmm.
she came from the whole side, but when she embraced her uppityness, she embraced it. God damn it.
Oh,
She
D.
keep her nose cleaned up in the air. If it rains, she'll drown, baby.
I was
Her
just
nose be
about
so high.
to say. Her ass be drowned these days. Nikki
And
Yep.
that it's a bloody wonder if she don't drown when it rains. Other than that, the most interesting news in Y&R, like on GH, was behind the scenes about Anthony, what's his name? Anthony Morono or whatever?
Tony Marina,
Tony
yes.
Marino, about him
Out.
being put out on his ass. So that
Well,
in and of itself is interesting because I don't know. I mean, obviously we all read about the whole sexual harassment thing. I don't, and I'm assuming it has something to do with that. Though, didn't that happen last year and they kept him all this time?
nigga, I ain't heard. Excuse me. Sorry. And that's not even, listen, I'm sorry. I had to say that because that's not even in my vocabulary. I don't even really say that, but you just took me aback. Did you say something about sexual harassment charges?
Yes, but I remember that breaking last year, and I honestly had forgotten all about it because it happened like last summer. So
What?
he was charged. So she filed, or actress filed a suit saying that he sexually harassed her, um basically offered her some kind of, there's an article in Variety about it, and he offered her some kind of private acting lessons, and when she rebuffed him, he had her fired because apparently she was an extra on Young and the Restless, and she had a background role as one of the baristas at Crimson Lights for like 2 years.
No.
Yes. So this is basically like the equivalent of somebody who was hitting on Crystal, who we always used to see at the Grand Phoenix, and she got beat out of her job because she wasn't trying to be on the casting couch.
Like Lindsay. Remember Lindsay, the barista that was with them Tessa and Mariah? The
Hmm.
one of them girls cheated on Lindsay. One of them girls cheated on the other with Lindsay, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was Mariah. She cheated while Tessa was on tour or some shit.
Child.
So,
Oh,
but I really had completely forgotten all about it because it happened last summer, and then I didn't really hear anything else about it after the fact. So I was like, okay, maybe they just settled this shit out of court, and it was how they handle dirty laundry in Hollywood like that. We all know that's what they do. You pay somebody, they sign an NDA, and everybody moves on and hopefully forgets about the thing. At least that's what the people who getting away with shit hope. So when they popped up with that news about him being out, I was like, so is this connected to that? Which I found odd because it was like a freaking year ago, and then it's like he's out. he's done. He's
What's
gone.
strange is that what's odd is that he's gone and not Josh. No, I haven't
Dude,
heard no one calling for Tony Marina's head.
and the thing about that that's gonna crack me up is that he actually was co-executive producer. So I don't know what the hell to say about Josh Griffin running this shit by himself. He
That's
needs
what I was
somebody.
about to say.
I don't know, man. I really, I don't know. I really, really, really don't know. Especially because they were both put in as co-EPs when Mal Young was taken out. So we technically don't know what this version of Josh Griffin looks like on a solo bent this time around. Because
Oh,
you can
Lord, have mercy.
I'm not looking forward to
exactly.
it. Right.
I was
It's
yeah.
not a
That's
good
the
thing.
it makes me uneasy. It makes me very very uneasy because I mean it's kind of like, let's be real, from the last time Josh Griffin was in charge, you may not have loved everything he did, but he could kind of sort of write some, and it wasn't all terrible. This time around, Y&R has a ton of problems, and some of them are really, really easy to fix. And it's been odd, and it stares us all in the face every day about how easy to fix it is. And so now that this has happened, it's got me wondering how much, because say whatever you want to say about Montoya, he had been in daytime for a long time, so he more or less probably adhered more to classical storytelling tropes than Josh did. So I don't really know um what the hell this show is gonna look like with him by himself, because if I'm not mistaken, the last time Josh Griffin was here, wasn't he with Latham as his as a wasn't he Latham's co executive producer when he was
I'm
back
not.
here in the early 2000s?
I feel like that might be right.
So if that's the case, if he was a co-writer the first time he was here, and then he had a co-head this time, and now he doesn't, I'm over here side-eyeing the shit out of this going, because actually I want to say honestly, hasn't it been a long time since Y&R has had just one head? They've been doing the whole co-writer, co-producer thing for a while now.
I don't know what they're doing over there, but all I can say is this: Y&R is fighting to the death with Bold and the Beautiful right now to stay number one.
Oh yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because wait, I just pulled it up on which meeting. So okay, so so after Mel was dismissed, he was Marina was named as um an executive producer to kind of sort of fill in the gap until they got Josh Griffin on board, and then it's been the two of them since 2019 going forward. So yeah, so now it's kind of like how y'all want to work this. So I don't know what the hell we gonna get. All I know is if I see any really weird changes, shit that I actually like, I'm gonna be mad as hell, because that means I'm gonna know who the hell was writing the shit I wanted and who was writing the shit I didn't want.
Well, I just need them to unmerger all these fucking companies. That's what I need. I don't want to hear nothing about Chancellor Winters, Hamilton Winters. I don't want to hear nothing about no combination names no more. I don't. I want them to go back to what they used to be. I want Jabot, I want Newman, I want Chancellor, and I want Winters.
You mean
Or
Jabot Marchetti?
yeah, I don't want.
Yeah,
That's all. I'm
Marchetti.
so mad just thinking about all these fucking business names. What the happened? It's more businesses in Genoa City than it is families.
You got that
Ridiculous.
right.
They all the businesses married to each other.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. They need to make it simple, because you know what? People like me, middle-aged people, I'm not really watching the soap operas to find out about IPOs and shit. Keep it simple. Tell me what the basics is and give me soap opera shit. I don't need all this extra stuff with these companies merging and not merging. And
And
I
the
just
part
worked myself up into a headache.
Well, but and the thing is, I would tolerate it better if they did things with it. But here's the thing: like, look at Marquetti. Marquetti is the biggest clunker of a story ever. It was like, okay, you invented Marquetti as a plot device for Summer's exit. Okay, I understood that. So the character of Summer exited because the actress was leaving, because Hunter was going. Okay, fine, that's fine. But then when she comes back, you decide to resurrect Marquetti, have Jabot buy Marquetti, and then do what with it? Not a goddamn thing.
Right,
You
but have
bought
them
in a
work at it. Why? Why
ex-
have them work at it when they are Abbots and they supposed to be working at Jabot?
I was laughing my ass off because I remember I think it was Matt Hanvey, and I think Mark Hardy, who was like, y'all really gonna sit up here and tell us a story about how an Italian fashion house is coming to the middle of fucking bumfuck Wisconsin, and
Yep.
and they're gonna be run from there? It's like Emily in Paris on reverse.
Right.
Boy, what, you
And
want me to go where?
they don't even have the actual designer in Genoa City designing. They got her as the CEO over here of something. Why isn't Sally Spectra a designer designing?
Because they too lazy to actually invest in people who are supposed to be in fashion. It's kind of like the back ass with shit they did with Chelsea. Chelsea's thing was fashion too, but you see how
Right.
she went from fashion to a damn podcast to trying to pick herself back up again. And when she does pick herself back up again, I don't think she's gonna head back to fashion either. It's like
And
somebody over there just don't like fashion storylines, which bugs the
unless
shit
they
out of me.
talking to somebody across the hall that's saying, wait a minute, why don't y'all lay off of the fashion storylines? That's our niche.
They ain't
And
doing
they ain't
shit
doing
with
shit with
fashion
fashion.
over there. Girl, we got the first fashion show we done had in years. And it was and we ain't getting no time soon because the dude who was responsible for all that then got put out on his ass. So Bull ain't got no business claiming a damn thing.
Yeah, they made
Okay,
sure
so
that they made. Mhm.
I thought I was the only one who found it odd when Sally said she was leaving fashion behind. Like what?
I mean,
That I
I
didn't even know
understand.
she said that.
Well, that she didn't want to, that she wanted to do something new. Now, I understood it in the context of when they got rid of Newman Fashion, and when it was a part of the media platform. It's like, okay, it's hard to work in fashion if you can't get a job with any of the fashion people, and the only fashion people in town left were Lauren, and the fact that Lauren was basically a part, and Fenmore's was a part of Jabot, was partnered with Jabot. That was the only game in town. So if she couldn't go work for Lauren, I understood her segue into something else, because if you can't work in the only people who's in the game, you can't work for the only people who's in the game. But then when they came out with her saying that she wanted to do her own business, I was like, okay, I'm down with this. I am down with Sally Spectre, independent businesswoman who don't want no money from no man, and she wants to make this work on her own. Only for them to hop up here and say she wants to do interior design. Like Marquetti Home, they're doing this to put her and Summer at odds at some point. That's what that
Yep.
bullshit is about.
Yep.
Wait. Marquetti Home? What would
Yeah.
they
Okay,
be designing? Bedspreads?
girl. Oh wait. Oh Sam, I forgot. You've been away, baby. Let me elucidate for you. Okay. Marchetti is supposed to be an Italian design house, okay? So when Angelina, the chick who was over Marchetti, decided that she wanted to step down, they bought out Marchetti. They had Jabot buy out Marchetti, which is all well and fine, okay? I mean, I can see it of a cosmetic company wanting to get into fashion or deeper into fashion. Okay, fine.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Here's where it does not make sense. One of the things that they decided to do for Marchetti was that they decided they wanted to start up a different division for Marchetti. And one of the things that they have in Marchetti specifically, this is a division that Phyllis was working on, was Marchetti Home. So interior design, not just fashion that you wear, but interior design for your home. There is a section of Marchetti called Marchetti Home.
Okay.
So we don't really see much about it, but we just hear about it because that's how they reasoned that Diane and Phyllis could work at Marquetti together. Anne was off doing public relations stuff for Kyle, so her and Phyllis didn't have a whole hell of a lot to do with each other, and Phyllis was working on for the Marquetti home division. And so it even got to the point so it even they even had Phyllis asked Jack if they were interested in doing a redesign of the Abbott mansion for Marquetti home.
Stop. Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. You just piqued my damn interest.
This was a while ago. It didn't go anywhere. It was interesting because let's be honest, the inside of the Abbott mansion has not changed in God knows how long.
That's why I'm interested. Y'all know
That's
that
still
I'm an Abbott family
that's
member.
still John Abbott's furniture in that house.
Right.
Right. That's my family home.
Since
That's my
Exactly.
family.
1982. Y'all
Listen,
lived the
I
same
am in the
for
soap
40 years.
world. I am a Abbott in the soap world. I don't even watch Y&R no more, but that's my soap family. That's the one I feel
Mm.
like I'm at home with. Serious. In the Abbott home, that's my home. So I am interested in the idea of some sort of an updated Jabot mansion. I mean, I would be here for it, guys.
Well, see, that's the thing. It was like something that they put in the dialogue that was interesting, but then it didn't go anywhere because this was months ago. Phyllis, this is back before everything started going, too far out the way with the whole Phyllis versus Diane thing, where Phyllis made the suggestion that they do a renovation of the Abbott estate and have that featured as a spread in Marquetti home.
Yes. Why not? That's the
I mean,
perfect way to advertise. Look what our designers are doing. Look what they could do to your old living room. Look what they can do. I love it, but they didn't do shit. They dropped the damn
they
ball.
didn't do shit with it. They literally talked about it for maybe 2 episodes if you push it, and then it just disappeared into thin air. And
That
then
sucks.
exactly. It was an interesting thread that just didn't go anywhere, which makes me feel like it's something they caught from those people across the hall. And then you knew that Phyllis worked at Marquetti Home and that that's the division she was in charge of. But then when they had Sally decide that she wanted to do something else, and she decided that she had gotten this really inspired idea about interior design, the first thing that popped into my head was like, the only other thing we have about interior design in this place that I've heard is about Marquetti Home. As a part of Marquetti, I'm like, y'all doing this to put this girl in opposition to Summer Ass. That's what this
But you know
bullshit
what
was
though?
about. I threw
I,
up
I
my
will say
hands.
this. So Sally does have to have a female rival in her age group.
Hmm.
It always was Summer. They brought her from B&B to be the thorn in Summer's side. So I can see
True.
them going back to that, and I think it's ingenious because Sally's screwing all Summer's family members.
She is, and I'm still over here laughing like a loon about how you have people who say that Nick then portrayed Summer because he trying to get her and Sally to for her to try to somehow accept him being with Sally. I'm still laughing about it. I'm like, leave that man alone. Like he's supposed to.
Why do he? I mean, why do he care if Summer accept or not? Summer grown with her own husband and her own
Well,
kid.
let me
Why is
put
he
it this
trying
way.
to decide?
When I say accepting, I mean accepting in the sense of Summer doesn't just walk up to Sally and start being a bitch. That kind of accepting. Kind of like can you just do like a hi bye thing and just leave it at that?
Oh,
It does
okay.
not have
Yeah.
to be
Okay. So
insults and fights every time y'all see each other.
okay. So
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, so there are plenty of people who are not exactly pleased with that. I find it deeply amusing because as far as I'm concerned, everybody up in this mofo is grown. Nick could, and I'm not, and you know what I say, I don't even ship Nick with anybody seriously because I know at the end of the day the show is going to default him back to either Phyllis or to Sharon. It's just a matter of how long it takes them to get there.
Right.
And these
So
days it's been more Phyllis.
And I don't see them ever putting Sharon. In, yeah, I don't see them
precisely.
putting Sharon and Sally as rivals. Because Phyllis and
Uh-uh.
Sharon are absolute rivals, and they don't need to add that. So yeah, they're going to
Exactly.
keep it to Summer. They're going to keep it to Summer. Summer is relatively young, and she doesn't have a rival that's still on yet. But since Lola left, I think that was her last rival, right?
Yep, exactly.
Lola.
Kyle is hers free and clear. So, I mean, but yeah, so it's not that I don't find the idea of interior design uninteresting. I just don't know if they're actually going to do anything with it. Like they were playing with our intelligence. Like remember when they had Sally talking to Jill and Jill being impressed with her having worked at Newman and lasted as long as she was. I assumed that meant that maybe Jill was going to offer her a job over at Chancellor Winters, but then that didn't happen. So I honestly don't know what, romantically speaking and professionally speaking, I don't know what's in store for Sally in the new year. It's really just one big question mark. So I'm kind of like, what the hell y'all doing? Y'all better not
It's
mess over.
Adam. It's Adam. It's Adam. So Sally and Adam, I believe everybody's confirmed that Josh Griffin that's his thing. He says he loves
Yes, he does love it.
Sally and Adam. Right. So that's Sally's. Now the thing is, who are they going to throw in as the romantic angst for Sally and Adam? Is it Chelsea?
I don't know, especially because now that we know that the actors are actually personally involved with each other, I don't know if that has maybe changed what directions they want to necessarily go in as far as their writing is concerned. So really and truly, I honestly could not tell you what anybody is doing on Y&R in the new year, except I know Tucker is going to keep spinning his web because he got Ashley drinking that Kool-Aid, but good. She
All
might as
right.
well change her middle name to Jim Jones because she falling for all his bullshit. Hmm?
Somebody's background sound is
Oh, okay.
That was my car pulled up in my driveway and it picked up the Bluetooth.
Oh, okay.
We
So,
we good. The car's off.
okay. So yeah, so other than Tucker running his game and definitely getting as close as he can to his goal, I really don't know what they're doing with none of these people. All I know is I'm waiting for Billy and Lily to break up. Daniel is the man in the shadows, ready to sweep in ASAP. And I'm here for it because Billy got getting on my last damn nerve. And
Lily dirty too. I can see Lily be busting it wide open with Daniel. With Billy walk in and she look at Billy like, Billy, get out of here. Or Billy, I mean, you knew this was gonna happen. Lily dirty like that. I'm gonna need to see Lily and Daniel getting down, and for Billy to walk in. I'm gonna need to see the little bit of Drusilla that Lily has in her to come out. That's the only time Drusilla come out in her when she done got caught hoeing. Because you know what she do? She stand on it and she walk in it. She don't back down when Lily hoes. That's one thing I do like about her. When she cheats unapologetically.
but let her
Y'all
go
remember
ahead.
when she cheated on Kane with Joe Clark?
Well, I didn't like King this
Yeah.
time, so I wasn't mad about that shit at all.
Well, who could be
I
mad?
was,
Joe Clark was so
I
goddamn
mean,
fine. I mean, period. But listen,
mm,
when I didn't Kane catch her in bed with, come on, dog. Kane caught her in bed with Joe Clark. And she was yelling at Kane for catching her.
mm,
Yeah.
that's bold.
Yeah.
That's
It
bold.
is. I was very pleased.
That's bold and that's hilarious as hell. But yeah, other than that, so I guess we're gonna see what an unfettered Josh Griffin in the new year is going to look like, and we'll see it in fairly short time because the shows don't, with the exception of Days, none of the other soaps are shot that far ahead. So I
Yeah, and I
guess
think they're saying Days used to be like 8 months ahead, and I think they're saying Days is like 6 months ahead now.
yes, when they did the time jump for a year, that was one of the things that they wanted to fix because for years people had been complaining about the fact that Days did not have the ability to make changes to storylines when they were getting certain reception from the fans because the story had been over for like 6 months in their time. So it was like, well, that was so far back in the can, we can't even go back and do reshoots to change anything. And so that yeah, they're still pretty far ahead, But that's also one of the reasons why they decided to try to cut that down some, to kind of make it possible for them to change things if they needed to. Because it's one thing to change something when you're a few months out, but when you 6+ months out, almost a year out, that yeah, you're not going back and change a damn thing. You
Well,
couldn't even
let's
find the outfits
address
those people was wearing. Shit.
in just the fact that Days does adjust based on reception of the story. Let's just talk about that.
Hmm?
Um, I remember when I started watching Days, we had Tyler Christopher as Stephanie. I immediately fell for Stabby even before they were. I was down for them when they were still enemies before anything got romantic.
Hmm.
When Tyler left and they cast Brandon Barash, we all loved him. I was like, shoot, I didn't think I was going to like the recast, but I love him. Great. They messed around and let him go. Y'all remember that? When they
Hmm.
let Brandon Barash go and we had a damn fit, they brought his ass back. True, they brought him back as Jake, but even when they saw Jake wasn't hitting, they brought him back to Stephanie. Let's talk about that. I love when a soap opera tries to write to satisfy the fans.
Exactly, because that's the thing. No, do I think you should change every little thing because your fans don't like it? No, because we would never have a consistent show. But I think once people make something really, really clear, you got to at least be open to the idea that, okay, maybe we need to tweak something over here. Maybe this isn't workable, or maybe this isn't on. Maybe this isn't it. So no, I don't think you have to dance to our tune completely, but I think you do have to be open to adjustments. And Days is more open than anybody else is. But also, we can actually move on to the Days part of the show for sure. Because yeah,
Yes.
that's about it. Why and all. And Days was delicious today because in the aftermath of since it was, I knew it was gonna be real, real delicious when I saw what Bubbles decided to entitle tonight's show. The aftermath of what was it? Aftermath of Ava.
Yes, child. Ava's aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So it days ended up being very delicious, not just because of the bomb that went off, but I love how people act, how people's interpersonal relationships come together when there is a big group event that happens. Now, granted, the number, and I also want to applaud something for Days because at first I was thrown off when they decided to say that Tony and Anna would not make the memorial, that Jake couldn't make the memorial, and I was like, well, wait, who the hell gonna be at this motherfucking thing? Who the hell y'all got up in here?
Mm-hmm.
But I applaud it because I applaud it now because I realized that had they had too many characters in attendance at Susan's memorial, we could not have flowed as smoothly to the end of today's show as we did.
Right. Now there were a couple of hiccups that I picked up on. So we did open the show with the explosion. Basically, we saw that the bomb went off and how everybody was ended up on the ground, covered up and covered in dirt and little fires and everything, and they starting to come to.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's coming to except Ava. Y'all know that I was just like, I know everybody gonna live. I'm just concerned about Ava. I need Tamra Braun to come back. That's all I was saying. So listen, I enjoyed that Johnny helped Trip carry Ava out, even though Ava set up that bomb to take out EJ and Nicole and pretty much any other innocent person in there, including Marlena, Johnny. I mean, she didn't consider anybody except who she wanted to target. She didn't consider any other
Mm-hmm.
innocent person. And so when everybody's getting out and Trip is like, Johnny, can you help me? We can't just leave her here. And Johnny was just like, in the spirit of my grandmother who wouldn't turn her back on anybody, I'll help you. I'm crossing my fingers that Johnny's relationship with Ava remains intact. Do y'all think I'm hoping for too much?
Listen, I, I want to know is two people missing that nobody thought about,
Sister Mary Moira
and
and
the
the priest.
priest.
Yep.
Exactly. Where the hell were they? That was my question. That
And
was the one person I was looking for. I was really worried about the priest. I was like, where the hell is Mary Moore at?
So
like, did
I
she get
saw
raptured? Because
in the
Days is that
rubble.
kind of town.
I saw a body in the rubble with the cloak, the thing. It looked like it was black and white. So I don't know if it was the priest or if it was Mary.
He was
But
wearing.
I did. Hmm?
I feel like the priest was wearing purple or something colorful.
You're right. Then that must have been Mary Moira. But we didn't see her actually go out. So I know that she was in there when it exploded, unless that was the preacher. But I think it was Mary because you said he was wearing purple, and I saw black and white, and she had on the black and white habit. I believe I saw her in the rubble. I'm sure of it, but I didn't see anybody assist her out or walk her out, and I didn't see her helping to get the boulder off Nicole's knee like EJ, Marlena, Tripp, and Johnny.
Now, see, y'all gonna make me go back to Friday's show and so I can trace their movements because that was like remember I said before when it comes to Festivus, I have the least amount to say about Days because the things that bother me about Days are just tiny
Minuscule.
infinitesimal minuscule things, and that was the thing that bothered me today was that
Yep.
I couldn't figure out where the hell Sister Mary Moore was when
Right.
that bomb went off. I was fairly certain she wasn't in the room because and Nicole and EJ ended up being right by the door when Johnny ran in, and Marlena was off to the far side. So I actually need to rewind to when. Okay, so hold on. Let's see.
Like Mary Moore and the priest left to go get something so they could get started because
No,
real
because the thing is, Mary was in there when Tripp said that EJ kidnapped him. Mary was in that church. I don't recall Mary leaving that church after Ava ran in there.
As soon as
Everybody
I
was
get
still
past
in
this
there.
as soon as I get past this commercial break, I'm gonna tell y'all because I got it pulled up on my other phone. Because see that shit gonna bug me probably for the rest of the damn week until I
Well,
get
it's
an
been
answer, and
bothering
I'm
me
gonna
all
get an
day,
answer. I'm gonna get an
all
answer
day long.
tonight. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because and the thing is, I was okay with there not being as many people there, but when they had Mary Moore and the priest go up and smoke, I'm like, well, and especially when they fast tracked everybody to the hospital, I was like, God damn, this is some effective ass medical transportation.
I know that we got some starting up of some new stories today too.
Yes, we did. We
We
definitely
did.
did. Because for one,
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy Brady and Eric. I'm gonna have to steal Sanchez's line. They really are the righteous brothers because that's how
The
they both
Righteous
act.
Brothers. Yep. She
Mm.
was right about that. Mm-hmm. I did enjoy that conversation. I'm really getting sick and tired of Brady talking about now he's confessed now that she blackmailed him. And now he's acting like, oh, I never would have did it. He's really getting on my nerves right now. But I'm going to digress on Grady. I'm sorry, on Brady. But we did get some new. This dog, y'all hear this dog chewing this fucking toy?
I do.
Oh,
I was like,
Jesus.
and the thing is, I figured it was a 50-50 shot that it was either you or Bubbles because I know y'all both have canines in y'all lives on a regular
Listen,
basis.
I literally walked out the room away from him and he keep following me. Oh
Mm.
God.
Mary Moore
Um,
left the room.
Yes, she was outside. She went outside and she found Johnny with Ava, and that's when she was. And Mary Moore mentioned that the guy in the church was named Tripp. Ava ran off to go inside,
She didn't
and
come
Mary
back.
Moore was outside pulling on Johnny damn ear.
Yeah, she didn't come back inside the church.
okay, so she never went back in.
She did
No,
Now
not.
I
she didn't.
wonder what she gonna turn up. You think she gonna turn up at the mansion? EJ and Nicole gonna walk in there all beat up, and she gonna be sitting up in there eating peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwiches.
Girl, maybe.
Hey,
Probably.
I'll be howling. I'll be howling if we come back cut in scene. Sister Mary Moria. I heard bomb and I got out of there.
Cause y'all know she was mad that they was taking their time putting her dear sister to rest. She
That's
was
right.
pissed because they had Susan waiting in there in purgatory, and she was like, "You know what? Fuck y'all. I'm gonna go lie here with this priest, and we gonna put my sister to rest. And y'all bitches do whatever the fuck you want to do in here, but we gone. We fixing to
Out.
go because my sister waiting on y'all, and she is sitting here in purgatory like she
And
was.
And y'all just chilling,
and it
chilling.
would make sense. It
She was
wouldn't it
hot.
make perfect sense that the nun would have got some divine intervention and got out of there
She
unscathed. I mean, it makes perfect sense. So that would be one gripe. Listen, and we talk about the small gripes about days. That's a small ass gripe, but if we got to come up with one, hey, there it go.
Exactly. And one thing I'll say is this much. Johnny was so nice saying in the spirit of my grandmother, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all know I love Ava, but I left her ass there.
I was been left, yeah. My,
That was the that has been
mm-mm.
yeah, amongst Twitter, all my Twitter account today, everybody is in agreement that Johnny is a hell of a lot better than anybody that I've seen on Twitter because everybody said that they would have left Ava ass there. And
Right.
plus, saying that Trip should have left it there. Trip, why is Trip being so nice to his own mama that he thought was dead an hour ago?
Well, that's the thing. You know how me and Bubbles are always saying about how them Hortons is finding their heritage and acting like a Horton. Well, it feels like Trip has started to act like a Batali.
I love it.
just just a bit, because he seems to be, his Johnson heritage is what it is, but he seems to be drifting closer to being a Vitali because he sure showed up at that service ready to talk shit to everybody left and right, and he ain't give a damn. I'm like, bruh, you really you had two helpers of audacity for you came up in this motherfucker. I mean, keep in
Yes.
mind your mother, regardless of whatever else happened, is responsible for somebody else's death, including her own. But
Right.
you sure did come up in here with some serious audacity to talk shit to EJ about him kidnapping you, which I understand. But then about how your mama dead, and I'm like, bro, I'd have got in trouble because I'd have been like, your mama killed herself because she a psycho. What you blaming me for,
Right.
your
That
asshole?
wasn't it so cute though? How Trip got in EJ face and how like EJ was 2 feet taller than Trip.
He was, and that's the thing. EJ was even trying to be understanding. That was the part that was kicks. He was literally trying. He's like, "Look, I understand. I'm sorry." He's like, "Look, I can't touch you." I'm like,
Yeah, but you know what though? Now Patch and Rafe got what they want on EJ.
you see, I think that some of the unintended offshoot from what happened today is going to be this. First of all, one, EJ ain't fooling nobody. Granted, yes, he is suffering because his mother is gone, but his part in what happened being revealed the way it was certainly out of his favor, and not just because of the legal repercussions, because Rafe is just dying to get something on him. I'm talking about the repercussions of the fact that Susan's passing played a huge part in Johnny's decision to keep his mouth shut about the truth about Stefan and Ralph brainwashing him.
That's right.
Johnny literally kept his mouth shut because he knew his dad was suffering and that he had already gone through a lot, and he was like, I've already lost my mother. I don't want to lose anything else. And
Right.
Johnny was feeling bad and he felt that. So that played an important part in him keeping his mouth shut. But
That's
to
right.
find out now
Yep.
that and I expect this to come back around as an issue sometime this week, to find out now that part of the reason this entire mess ended up the catastrophe it was because his dad was playing chicken with Ava Vitale
Yep.
when he could have just paid her the damn money and called this even Stevens because he thought he could outsmart her and show her who's who. That kind of may put a different spin on Johnny's feelings about keeping his mouth shut about this.
Now, too, did you also see Nicole had a flashback of EJ telling her that how he thought that he could just handle Ava Vitale without having to pay her. Remember that? So now I'm wondering
Mm-hmm.
how that's going to play in how Nicole is behaving, because Nicole has been real chaste with EJ, and she's been nothing but a lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
far.
right now, Rafe is about to come for EJ's neck, and we know that a lot of that smoke is behind Nicole. Now, what is she gonna do? That's what I'm waiting. Is she going to go all in and pitch her support behind EJ and help him in the matter? Because come on,
Yep.
y'all, we know
Yep.
Nicole is messy, right?
She. She.
Indeed. So now that, of course, is gonna push our Eric and I'm sorry, Nicole and EJ together. That chasteness is gonna start falling away when they starting to keep secrets from other people, right? I'm looking forward to it.
Who they keeping secrets to? They don't owe nobody nothing no more.
Well, but they gonna have each other's back. Right now, nobody has Nicole's back, basically, but EJ and
Except
Chloe.
PJ.
Right.
That's what
And
I'm
Chloe.
saying. If
Right.
they got any secrets, well, I don't know what secrets they gonna be keeping from nobody else because
What
they're
they're
the
trying to
only
cover up what they did. They gonna have to do something to get EJ out of these kidnapping charges.
damn Ava blowing up the damn church is bigger than EJ's kidnapping trip. I feel like it.
Yeah, but you know what though? But Rapist got a boner for both of them. He happily arrested Ava today, and he basically told Patch that his dick was hard. He was waiting on to arrest
Yeah,
EJ.
he wants both, and also not to mention the fact you saw that look on both Eric and Ray's bitch ass face when they was looking through the glass at EJ and Nicole. They
Yeah.
asses felt something.
Oh, right.
Okay.
They made listen,
Mm.
listen, Linda, listen. Ain't none of them got a right to be mad at her because first of
No,
all,
they don't.
Ray could have just stayed his ass with Ava and not cheated on her, but he did. And
Facts.
then he married her, and he's the fool who allowed her to rush the wedding. So you had to say, but you thought it was cute. Y'all gonna go ahead and get married sooner than what you thought, and you went along with it, knowing good and damn well that everybody in town then told you how she was hung up on your ex-wife's twin brother. But you went on ahead and you married Nicole, and now you want to be mad because she realized she still want to be with Eric. Then Eric dumbass mad because Jada made a decision. Yes, Nicole ran her mouth, but at the end of the day, she didn't drive Jada to Planned Parenthood. She did not make the appointment. It'd have been something different. She said, "Well, girl, I went ahead on and made an appointment for you because I knew that you weren't gonna be wanting to live this kind of life. After I told you about you be changing all these shitty diapers by yourself while Eric's at the house fucking me." She didn't do that. She just
Nope.
said, "Girl, let me tell you what. I'm a single mom, and I done been in these streets out here with these love triangles, and this shit is not easy. And you be trying to work." And you can't get no sleep because the damn baby crying. I mean, if you want to do it, girl, do it. But I'm just saying, I mean, you got a choice. Did nobody never tell me I had a choice? I just,
Oh,
I
carry on. I will be right back.
have babies and shit. But I did nobody tell me that I could have just, just been at home in the quiet without, being a single mom. But here I am. That was
Listen, because if it would have been Kristen would have brought Dr. Ross to Jada.
Child. Kristen would have had somebody kick Jada in the back of her head, and she would
Uh-uh.
have fell off a dock somewhere and lost the baby.
Kristen would have brought Dr. Ross to Jada and had Dr. Ross surgically remove the egg or the fetus or the seedling, the egg or what the fetus or whatever it is, and put it in a jar until she needed it again.
Girl,
That's what Kristen would have did.
you
So
know
all
what?
Nicole did was kept it real with her and told her that it's not gonna be nice while your baby daddy gonna be living with me and you gonna be over there raising his kid by yourself. And he ain't never gonna love you. It's always gonna be me. So yeah, that's what she did. And
So
she
they
meant
need
it.
to be mad at themselves because Rafe is the reason why he ain't got a wife, and Eric is the reason why he ain't got no baby because he
Correct.
was going home to break up with Jada. Without a doubt. If he hadn't found out that she was pregnant, he was going home to tell her that he was going back to Nicole.
Point blank in the period.
Exactly.
This happened to Eric because he couldn't stay faithful to Jada. If he was faithful one more day, he wouldn't have never cheated on Jada with Nicole. He would have found out that his girlfriend was pregnant with his baby. It would have been a joyous occasion. He would have probably married her and welcomed his little biracial baby. But instead, he can't keep it. He can't keep himself faithful. So he cheated on Jada with Nicole. And that's why he don't have a baby.
And
so,
now he can't go look her in the face. He's staying out in the streets because he don't want to accidentally run into
get mad at Jada. Let me tell you something. If Eric and his righteous ass walked up on Jada with some sort of attitude, I'm gonna need to see the sister come out.
Y'all know y'all had me come on this yard because y'all killing me, right? Hey y'all,
we know Can, you our resident Eric apologist. Come on in.
I ain't no Eric apologist, but I saw him Nicole Damas. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all this. If y'all come up with one more damn excuse for this bitch, listen. She picked the prime opportunity to be good girlfriends with Jada after she done stole her dick, and then she want to tell her what. This is how it is to be a single mama. Bitch, keep your mouth closed. The whole point was to be messy, and she admitted it. She sat up there and she said, yeah, I had a problem with the bitch being pregnant because I can't get pregnant. I'm jealous. That's why she did it. It had no good intentions behind it. If she was good intended on telling Jada how she felt and what she was coming from, her intentions would have showed after the fact. She did not. She had every intention going in and scared the shit out that girl to do exactly what she did. And after she did it, she pissed on the baby grave. So I'm gonna need y'all to know I'm a Nicole Damas already. After that, she ain't never getting no flowers from me. If it's on her grave.
Now, Jada did what was best for her because she wasn't trying to put up with all of that for the rest of her life.
Listen, but at the same time, she knew all of that. She knew all of that when she came to the understanding that Eric was leaving her to go back to messy ass Nicole. The whole point was she was settling in that. The whole point was she was coming to grips that she was going to have to be part-time mommy. She was going to have a part-time daddy. That was okay. She was fine with it. She was going to do it. The whole point was to jeopardize and to put her on unstable grounds. Like you can't tell somebody that she was doing this out of being a good girlfriend, out of sisterhood. Absolutely not. That's the whole thing.
I will never claim that Nicole was there for the greater good of positive reasons. No, she was there. She at best, she was there to put Jada in check. Okay, to let her know that even if she had this child with Eric, that she wasn't going nowhere and that nothing would change.
Mm-hmm. And that she didn't know that though.
No, but that's what Nicole was there for. Jada
she even told Eric, you think that Nicole gonna have a problem with this? Because she's territorial. Like she know her just as much as he know of her. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not like she was blinded. It ain't like she Sloan. Hell, even Sloan act like she knows some shit about the bitch. The whole point
Nicole
was it was none of her business. It was none of her business, and she made it a business. And she made it a business.
Of course it was none of her business, but that's the thing. Eric is sitting up there finding more fault with her than anybody, including his goddamn self, over how this shit ended up running out. And at the end of the day, that's bullshit.
That's what we were saying. Yes, what we were saying was that that all these people that's talking shit, ain't none of them innocent. First of all, Rafe ain't innocent. He cheated on Ava with Nicole. Now, second,
that ain't got nothing to do with his relationship right now, but I get it. I know
and Nicole cheated on Rafe with Eric. Now
Mhm.
Eric done cheated on Jada with Nicole. Now
Mhm.
Nicole done fucked it up, so now he ain't got no baby with Nicole.
And
So
that's why they ain't got no relationship right now, because they a bunch of
Eric and
crazy people.
Nicole ain't getting along. And now Eric with now Nicole with EJ. Now EJ is not listen, and that's what started this. EJ in the room with Nicole because they had to lift the beam off her leg. The explosion in the church left a big beam on Nicole's leg. All four of them had to lift it off her leg. And EJ was such a goddamn gentleman and a hero for Nicole.
I'm still mad about that scene. I'm mad about that scene because they went on and on and on about how that was a main beam that was one of them weight-bearing beams, and it fell on her leg, and it took everybody, including Dr. Marlena Evans, to lift the beam off her leg, and then they had to pick her up off the ground and help her walk. Then this bitch got a broke arm. What?
That was the funniest shit in the world.
That
I was
was.
like, wait, what?
Crutches are in a wheelchair. Oh no. All that shit fell on her, but it was her following her arm that caused the damage.
I was questioning it. I did not understand, but you know what I did? Because Days is so damn hilarious like that. I took it as one of those tongue-in-cheek moments where they literally just fucking with us.
That's absolutely crazy. Like, I'm sorry. I don't find that amusing at all. Anybody being I'm not finna rally behind nobody being her hero because she don't need one. Let the bitch fall and burn as she lay. That's what I say.
But look what had happened though.
That's just me.
After Eric finds out what happened, he runs to the hospital to see about Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
But
after all that shit he talked.
Right. EJ in the room with Nicole taking care of her because she was scared. I mean, literally.
And that's because my baby a gentleman. That's because he's a gentleman.
And Rafe has been trashing her. And so Eric comes in. Did you see it today, Can?
I told y'all what happened to my service, and then I'm under winter storm watch.
You said your complex was out of cable for some damn reason.
Let me tell you what happened. So, EJ in there comforting Nicole. Eric walks in and say, "I heard what happened." And then EJ said, "Yep, she hurt. She gonna need rest. That's why she's coming home with me. Thank you. Goodbye."
Yuck. Oh my God.
Thank you. Goodbye.
That's good. What happened? What happened?
Eric tucked his tail like a puppy dog and walked out the room. And what I said, he walked out and he looked in through the window. He was the puppy looking in through the window, looking sad at EJ, comforting Nicole. And then guess what happened? Rafe walks through into the room, the room where Eric is looking on at Nicole and EJ. So Nicole sitting up there being comforted by her knight in shining armor. Her the man she left her husband from standing looking through the window. And then her ex-husband come walking up behind him. Both of them looking at Nicole and Eric through the window like sad puppy dogs.
You know what that shows me? That sounds to me. That sound like it ain't enough viable women in Salem, and that's why they're running behind the nearest cat available. That's disgusting, Sam. I can't stand that.
But the part that cracks me up is that both Rafe and Eric have spent the last 48 hours in soap time talking shit about Nicole, about how she ain't shit, how she ain't gonna be shit, how she fucking EJ even though she's not. It's like, then get the fuck on it. Y'all was talking about how the bitch wasn't shit, then get on.
Listen, both of these two dicks got a right to be mad at the cat because the cat done dog wrong. Okay?
But no,
listen, it does not.
That's like Nicole being mad at Eric for sleeping with someone.
It does not negate feelings when they were once real. If they had been fake, then they should have showed up. But if she had a whole marriage with a person, and then this person just got back with her, and they got through all this shit, and they going through this whole disillusionment, I'm gonna need y'all to know. Of course, they're gonna be on the outside looking like puppy dogs because they still feel love for the trifling hoe. But
they're not treating her right.
Listen to what you don't need to be treated right. You don't need to be treated right at all.
Well, listen to what we're saying, Can.
Okay.
You're a woman.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So you have a man,
Mm-hmm.
you make a mistake, you
Yeah.
pay the price, right?
Correct.
The
Correct.
marriage over.
Correct.
She go to a man, she get pie in her face. That's what
Yeah.
she get because of the way she left her husband, correct?
Correct.
It's justice. Now, that same woman that lost her husband, got pie in her face by this other man, she is being offered compassion from this third man. She's being offered kindness. She ain't put out for him. She used to be married to him.
Mm-hmm.
They used to love each other. All
Mm-hmm.
she's doing is taking the shoulder that has been lent to her because the two people that she trusted most recently gave
Mm-hmm.
her they ass to kiss.
And
Well,
who
these
both
motherfuckers don't
recently
have the
trusted
right.
her as well. You
They
keep
don't.
doing it
But Can,
one-sided.
listen. This is, I think,
I'm
what you're missing.
listening,
I think this is what you're missing. You
Linda.
can feel the way you want to feel about Nicole,
Yes.
but those dudes that gave her their ass to kiss have absolutely no goddamn right at this point, now that they are exes, to be in her
Mm-hmm.
face, to
But
be touching
listen,
her,
Not
and to do
just
anything to
exes,
her.
not just exes.
listen.
Exes that basically told her she was a whore to her face and to fuck off.
Yes, they did.
So you know what? It's like because once you done said your piece like that in my face, you don't have no screw you.
She
You
don't
go
owe them shit.
go do what you want. Go
She
do
don't
what
owe
you
them
want, where
nothing
you
else.
want, with who you want, as long as it's away from me.
That's
She
right.
has
And so
yet to
that's
do
why
wrong
EJ,
by
that's why
EJ. Give
EJ
her
stands,
time.
EJ
Give her
standing
time.
right next to her, and he is not allowing those dudes to keep shitting on her. I
Oh
don't
no,
understand why
Yes,
everybody.
EJ and Nicole don't have that kind of relationship, Hunty.
yes, he
They've gone
will.
through
Yes, he
they've gone
will.
no, they've gone through too much toxic shit to each other. Okay, they've both been too toxic to each other because the thing is, they're at that point in a relationship where y'all done kind of just been like so toxic and gotten all that shit out of the way because y'all aren't involved anymore, that y'all are actually friends now.
This just sound like to me, darling, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Because the circle keeps going and the common denominator is Nicole. My old thing is now it's EJ's turn to play the role that Eric just played and Rafe just played. My whole
No.
thing is
Here
just rinse and repeat.
and this is where you're going to get this absolutely wrong. And
Okay.
this is where you're 100% wrong. No, his role is not to be EJ, is not to be Eric or Rafe, because here's the thing. Eric and Rafe pride themselves on being considered what they call good men. EJ
Correct.
Demera is not a good
Right,
man.
right, right, right.
He don't worry about nobody thinking he a good man. So he is never going to put Nicole in a situation where she needs to be a good woman to be with him. That is because those are the things that destroy her relationship with both of those men. Okay, sincerely. Okay, so no, that's not
Really? Do you
EJ.
think that's what happened just now?
EJ and Nicole will probably go up in flames eventually because people on dates, their relationships do go up in flames. That's how they switch people. That's why you don't get people sitting around waiting on whoever
The
to come
next
back from
person.
wherever.
Exactly. And when EJ and Nicole go up in flames, Nicole is going to find another nice, cushy place to land, just like Chloe is.
Exactly. It
I'm not
might be
mad
with
at her
Eric. It might be, who knows? It might even be with freaking Lee Shane by the time it all comes shake out too.
because who
We,
would have thought that we would
we
get slick with Eric and Sloan? Nobody.
I know they were, because they were nowhere near each other's stories. Well, they certainly put them in each other's stories, and I'm here for it to see where it goes and see how long it lasts.
I
Me
got to tell
too.
you, today's episode was freaking incredible. Everything, the way it's flowing and laying out. So now we got all this movement on Kristen Brady, the Orchid, with Kayla, Marlena, and Kate. That's
Mm-hmm.
coming up next, y'all. I'm assuming it's going to start kicking off right after Gabby's wedding or somewhere around there for New Year's.
Definitely, because the whole point of them having Brady finally open his mouth and tell somebody else
Yep.
about the scenario
Yep.
is because it's about to become an issue.
Yep.
Now, what I was thinking was that, because Marlena was right, that it was not a bad idea to get John to try to drill down a bit and see what was going on with Kristen. Him called saying that, you used to be. You're a good. You're at your heart. You're a good person. You do the things you do because for the right reasons, etc., etc. Because and that makes actual sense coming from John because he's actually been here for Kristen Blake's fall from grace into being Kristen DeMera. Okay, because Kristen's never looked back at who she used to be, and once she decided to fully embrace the fact that she could get the things that she wanted out of this life easier if she was a DeMera than she ever could if she was a good girl, if she stayed being Kristen Blake and being a good girl doing the right things. And so what I think is probably going to end up happening eventually is that Kristen is going to try to do the right thing with that orchid. And we already saw in the Day of Days promo that damn orchid is going to pull a Mysterio disappeario. Because New Year's is right around the corner. And that's when Brady told Eric they need another dose of whatever the hell it is they're getting out of that plant.
I have a prediction. I predict, because there has been a lot of talk lately about Kristen and when she was good, when she was a social worker, softball with the kids. And even when she was talking to John, she was like, I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not good. But I do the things because for the right reasons. So I believe we're about to have some change with Kristen. Kristen has never always been 100% a villain for me. I think that they are trying to show us that the human in Kristen, like I became this. You feel me? And just like I became this, I can unbecome this. I believe that Brady and Kristen are going to go on the hunt together for the orchid and even fall more madly in love than they already are. Because I'm getting real goddamn tired of Brady dragging Kristen. Y'all know that shit really makes my skin crawl.
Well, it's going to be hard because if the orchid apparently is going to go missing on Kristen's watch. And the first thing that somebody's going to say, and they're not going to be wrong, if you hadn't been using the orchid for leverage, we wouldn't be in this damn situation, which is true.
Right.
It was because when that becomes an issue, and it really looks like Marlena and Kayla and Kate are going to bite it because of it, it ain't going to be a lie because it's true. She saw a situation where she could have her daughter back, where she could have her man back, potentially get her man back, and she did it, but she did it by gambling with Marlene, Kayla, and Kate's lives, and that gamble may not necessarily pay off. Now, one thing I want to bring up right now that was so interesting, though I will say I'm going to go ahead and amen Bubbles on this and say, I don't give a shit about Sarah Horton's birthday. I am so sorry.
Girl, what the hell was that about?
Bubs, I don't know. I was like, a surprise party? Because here's the thing. Days is different from, other soaps where it actually does mark off people's birthdays, okay? They do actually mention people's actual birthdays to mark the passage of time. But when they popped up there and said, oh, it's Sarah's birthday today, I was like, who gives a shit?
Well,
yeah, like for real. Who gives a shit?
But you know what though? This is what I like about Days. So what? It was guess what? It was just something to fill some time. It's Sarah's birthday. Xander surprises her with a little cake and her little co-workers around doing what we fucking do when we at work and we get cake or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gave the opportunity for her to just go ahead and read what we call that. I have been drinking tonight, so what we call that?
Ooh, what's been drinking?
To what? For her to what? To reiterate?
Caught up on what's going on.
Yeah, and to reiterate the point of how sorry she feels about not trusting him, etc., etc.
Right, but you saw Johnny turned right around and told her that Xander was very curious about Ava Vitaly still being alive.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see her immediately? Her instincts went up again. This over at Ava's room. I wonder if she's gonna ease in there and overhear the conversation.
It would be too easy. I don't think so. Because the thing is, now Xander has hit a very unfortunate roadblock now. Because because now the thing is, Ava Vitale is not going halfway on nothing. She said she ain't going to nobody goddamn jailhouse. You hear me? She
And
said
guess what? And every time she say it, she don't motherfucking go.
no, she doesn't. And the thing is, Ava don't care how the hell she don't go. She told Xander, "You gonna get me out of these cuffs, and you gonna get me the hell out of here. I'm gonna tell Sarah every damn thing." See, and once again, this also proves why his short-sighted decision to work for Ava to begin with was so bad because Ava gives zero fucks. Okay, she don't care. She literally she's sitting up here literally about to be brought up on charges for buku crimes and probably a couple of more that they just ain't charged her with. And her game plan is Xander Cook get her the hell out of it, and she is fully and 100% committed to the idea that he is going to do that.
If Xander had had some sense, he would have put a pillow over that damn heifer's head and sat on it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, when he said Ava Vitale is alive, and he was like, I was like, do you really want to go in there, Xander? I mean, she's the one person in town who knows your secret, who will completely and totally snitch you out. See, Gwen is your friend. And even to a slightly lesser the point, guess what? Leo is your friend. They have no vested interest in snitching your ass out for their own personal gain. Ava does.
Listen, they just went through this whole elaborate, hilariously entertaining plan to get Bonnie off the muscle-bound clown's behind, just for him to be hailed as the town hero, Sarah's hero, for Ava to show up to just re-threaten him all over again. Now, he does have Gwen on his side.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now the question is, what Gwen? And the thing is, Gwen is pretty smart. I give her a lot of credit. So I know because the thing is, Xander is a sweet guy, and he's very, very hot and very, very muscle bound. But he don't think on his feet too well sometimes.
No.
So, because if he did think on his feet, he would have knew this shit was with Ava was going south as soon as he agreed to do the kidnapping, and he had to find a place to store the hostage. See, I would have been out then. It's like, look, you want me to kidnap somebody and get some money, and that's the other thing I would have said. I know probably this is not the right time for it to be said because Sarah being in the hospital and him being on the edge of discovery and being busted is important. But I would have been like, bitch, where's my money?
Right. He never got paid.
No.
That is, and now, of course, when Ava was dead, obviously, you're not gonna get paid, bro. How can you possibly get paid? But now, I would be like, you know what? I'm not gonna be this stupid twice. Not only on top of this, did you get me all caught up in this shit, and I didn't get a quarter for it because you supposedly died. Now you sitting up here talking about you need me to break you the hell out the hospital and get you out of here, and I still ain't seen not a penny, dime, nickel, no quarter. Girl, go to hell. Tell her. I tell her myself.
Right. You gonna
exactly.
You gonna
crazy? I mean, that's insane.
Right. You ain't paid me a dime. You gonna tell me, ma'am? I will sit on. You'll be dead before they get to you.
I'll post it on social media myself, bro. No, indeed.
Get paid.
And that's what I mean. All of this happened because he was feeling pressured.
Yeah, that's just too much for me.
Exactly. He was feeling pressured because he couldn't provide for his wife. And, Vic was shit talking him. He had creditors filing him all over the place. They in a Roach Motel and all of this. And now you got this woman come back from the grave, like the bad penny that she is on this show. And she telling you what you gonna do, and you still ain't seen a quarter of your money. Xander, wake up. I mean, maybe I'm just too wrapped up in the practicalities. I know Sarah's outside the room. I know discovery is imminent, but I would be so upset having not got paid after all of this shit. said. That he literally has risked his
I mean,
entire
Xander, all he
relationship
was looking
with his wife.
for pay, right?
You going in
All
and
he
out,
was looking for is a
Sam.
payday.
Sam, yeah, Sam, you're having some sound.
Connectivity.
I know.
It's like cause she going in and out the stream or too.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Yes,
Okay, let me leave this door open. How about now?
Okay, that's great.
sound good.
Okay, I'm gonna just leave the door open. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
trying to be
Yeah,
on the
that's
porch with
messing
this
with
here
your
thing.
connectivity, lady.
I wish he would
What
go
you,
to the
what you in a
bathroom. I
panic
just don't
room
know
or
if I can
something?
keep. It's
Right.
the dog.
What
He
you in
got
a panic room?
no. The dog needs to go outside to poop, and he pooped, and I got to wait on him.
I know, but dang, your door determine your connectivity. I thought you had one of them great big old Jodie Foster rooms, girl.
Oh,
In the basement. You in the basement?
It's no. It's my house is just like a brick house. So if I'm outside, I can't get a good connection in my front yard.
Oh yeah, that's
You
that
might
good. That's that good
you
old
might
school
have just you
mode.
might just have a dead zone. It's odd. If I'm in my bedroom, there's like a spot right by my closet that if I happen to be standing there, I get no signal. I don't know what the hell's
Yeah,
there, but it's just a dead
that
zone, and the rest of
that's
the room
how
is
it is
fine.
in my tornado closet.
See?
My word.
That's what
You
I
got a
call it.
tornado
That's what I call
closet?
it. Cause you can't get nothing up in there. You can't even get a good can to can conversation up in there.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
child. But listen, guys, I know I was going in and out, and we was
Mm.
talking about Xander,
Xander. Mhm.
right? Xander and his money problems. I'ma need Uncle Vic to leave Xander a windfall. I I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm so sick and tired of Xander. Like you said, he's basically a good guy.
Fighting
He's
for
Mm.
just
crime.
poor, and he's not doing
Yes.
right. That's it.
Yes.
So
I
he's
agree.
I mean, I just need Uncle Vic to leave him some money, even if he just be like, "Well, we're gonna go ahead and let him be CEO of Kyriakis," because I mean, if Phillips come back, he can challenge it and everything, but at least that'll give Philip a storyline. I'm
Right.
tired of Xander being poor. I'm tired of him being in these positions just because he's poor.
I mean, I will say on one hand, it fascinates me a bit because remember, soaps used to be built on the dynamic of the have and the have nots. You always had your have family and your have characters and your have not characters. Days is one of the few soaps that still adheres to that dynamic, where they have
Yeah,
characters who are characters of means and they have other characters who are usually not seen as characters of means. They may gain means for a while, but often they don't keep them.
right. Yes, that is true. But Xander, his
I need
family
somebody
has
else to be the resident poor person though. I'm tired of
right.
Xander being it.
I
He
mean,
didn't did
and
his turn for a while, man.
he is Victor's nephew. I mean, this is Victor's sister's child. He should not be poor.
Not this poor. I mean,
Right.
I would be okay with that. That's the thing. I'm not talking about him being Kyriakis rich, okay? I don't mean that. I mean, but this Roach Motel
I
But
business.
want him. I want him Karaoke's rich. Why not? He didn't earn his stripes.
but
He
even
didn't.
if
He didn't.
he's not, even if
I
he's
know,
not
but I'm just saying
Kyriakis
he done
rich,
fought a good fight. His
but
wife is a
Sarah's a
freaking
doctor.
doctor, and they still poor. How?
Right. That's what I
Sway?
mean.
What kind of
Sarah's a
what kind of
physician.
dead on too long she got?
They should be comfortable. They should be comfortable at least.
Right.
Exactly.
They should
So
not be
whatever she
stomping
bring
out
it in ain't
roaches.
enough.
Yes,
Well, I know
right.
they mentioned it that Sarah was on probation when she initially returned, so she
Yeah,
was
because
She's
she was.
only getting
still not
half
an
of
intern.
her regular hours.
But
She's
they
still
just
not an
trying to
intern.
explain
She
it.
got patience.
Yeah, but she still got patience. She still go to work, but they
Right.
just trying to
She's not a
explain that she.
resident.
Yeah, but they just trying to explain that she's not making as not much as she used to because of whatever she was on probation for when she was in, because
Oh
she's
my
not really
God.
100% well. The lady was on all kind of psychotropics. I mean, first she thought she was Renee Dumond, and then she thought she was Baby Sarah. I mean, come on. So shit, they ain't gonna try to give her a
Yeah.
scalpel right now.
They got her under what do you call it? Malpractice insurance. She's carrying
Shit, she
money.
got SR 22.
She okay with her doctors, honey. She definitely got some type of dividends coming in, and I ain't you ain't gonna have me thinking she getting paid by the hour per patient. No, ma'am, no, sir. I just said the math ain't mathing.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing though, when my connectivity was going in and out, because we were talking about Kristen and her changing or whatnot. So listen, when I started watching Days, it was in 2000, late 2018, and really didn't start getting it really good into it, and knowing things until 2019. So when I started watching, yes, Kristen came back after having Nicole had hostage. Yes, I did not care. She seduced Brady, got him drunk. I did not care. They had a baby and got pregnant. I loved it. So listen, Victor takes this woman's newborn that she just gave birth to and switches it with the dead baby. That's what Victor Kiriakis did to Kristen DeMiro with her and Brady's baby. Kristen was already not wrapped tight. Kristen only be wrapped tight enough when she got Brady and everything she wants. When the things that she needs slips away, so does her stability. So Victor gonna basically hand her a dead baby. This woman had a baby, and her and Brady waiting on the baby. Brady leaves out the room, and the nurse comes. The little Asian girl. She was sacrificed. She had to be sacrificed to the Kristen DeMira altar. But basically, so her baby was dead. So Victor basically took her baby, took her sanity, took her freedom, took her husband, and then when she got the baby back, since she was in jail, still took the baby. I'm gonna need people to stop acting like Kristen just crazy. I feel like she's just trying to get back what was taken from her.
Say that shit again, Sam.
And I'm gonna need for people to ease off on trying to stop her from getting what she had. Who's it hurting? Chloe? Chloe's a grown ass woman. She can do without Brady.
Oh no, I'm not worried about Chloe Lane at all. Screw her.
Yeah. So I'm just not. I ain't never been sold on Kristen being this irredeemable villain that at all costs everybody must prevent her from getting Brady. Brady's a dumbass.
Yes, he is. He's very stupid.
Brady is no goddamn problem. And isn't he on the poor side? Is Brady one of the poors?
No, indeed. Oh no, he's a Kiriakis baby.
Oh,
Brady
okay. So he's not a poor.
and a black. No, honey,
Yeah.
Brady comes from money because his daddy is John Black, and John came from the Alamains.
Yeah, he's Vivian's nephew. Oh no, he come from money on all sides. Ain't none of his parents was poor.
Right, his mama was a Kiriakis and a Toscano on top of that.
Come on, let's go.
And that's rich evil people money right there.
That was some rich crazy ass people, them damn Toscanos. But Chad Brady is nothing but a poor. He is anything but a poor, honey. Brady could bleed money if he wanted to.
It's one of the reasons that he's such an asshole. Okay, he ain't had the whole working class thing. That was never Brady's life. Not from the crib.
Well, okay, so but you know what? So he's not a poor, but he is a dumbass.
He is stupid. Oh, very.
He is very, he's a cutie.
He's been a dumbass a long time. Even when I was watching Days on the regular. Yeah.
Right. He's a cutie pie. He's adorable.
Right. A dumb blonde.
Right. But he is not this, top tier, like, oh no. He's the most elegant.
He's arm candy. He's arm candy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just need Marlena and John, Chloe and Nicole, basically everybody. They don't want her with Brady to mind their business. I
had a question off topic, but kind of on it. I don't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to ask last time and I forgot. What happened to Austin?
Austin and Carrie are still married and they're in Europe.
Okay, you just had to say Carrie. I was done. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Austin and Carrie. As far as I know, Austin and Carrie are still together. They have a kid, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't EJ say that Tony and and Anna were off visiting Carrie in Europe?
Oh
I,
my God,
I
no.
believe they did say that Anna and Tony was visiting Carrie. Um,
I hate that ass.
you know, I love Tony and Anna. Tony and Anna and Paulina and Abe are my favorite married couples on Days of Our Lives, and I think that even beats Julie and Doug. Yeah.
Mm, girl, I hate that ass. I'm sorry. Thank you. As you were, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bubbles. I had to ask because I've been asking this in my head and I couldn't figure it out. What I want to ask y'all, but okay.
Well, I mean, we don't see Austin or Carrie that much.
Right.
Carrie may pop back every
That's
once in a
enough.
while.
That's enough.
The the last thing that we concretely used to hear about Austin and Carrie is that in the years that Sammy had after Sammy left Days, after left Salem with the kids, um the kids would go when Sammy was off doing her find EJ thing. That's who her kids were staying with. They were staying with Austin and Carrie in Europe.
Wow. Nice
Yeah.
backstory.
Oh,
Nice
really?
backstory. Yeah, and it makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, because well, remember, well, EJ originally died, quote unquote, when he was shot. But then I forgot exactly what happened. Something happened where Sammy became convinced that there was evidence EJ was alive, and it turned out that he was alive. He wasn't dead. I
Right.
mean, he's a Demera. Demeras don't usually,
Correct.
die.
They don't die like that.
So she went off to go find EJ, and it
Mm.
took years for her to locate him. While that was going on, Johnny and Allie and Sydney were not with her. They were with Carrie and Austin in Europe.
Makes sense, like Sam said. Also, okay, is this one they switched from the old EJ to the new EJ when she found him?
Well, see, that's the thing. She found EJ years ago, but he was
Yep.
like in terrible condition, like
He was
totally,
bandaged up from
yeah,
his face. Because that's when I
yeah.
started watching, and
He
all I
was totally
remember
effed up.
he I
Mhm.
never saw his face. He was just bandaged up. The whole face was bandaged.
Yeah,
He was a mummy.
he was a
Oh,
mummy.
the bandit
So
was the new dude. Okay.
yeah, for
Well, we
years
don't know
he was
who
a
it
mummy,
was
and then
because he was bandaged.
when they finally recast it, we got to see him with the guy who plays him now, Dan.
Right.
Dan.
But yeah,
Hmm.
but for
Dimple.
years
Dimple.
he was just wrapped up in gauze.
Yeah. Oh, over
He's
in
so
Europe with Sammy. But I have to say I never witnessed it in live, the old EJ, but I have seen him in tapes. He was sexy.
yes,
But this
yes.
Dan is phenomenal. He
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 is.
is
He's
phenomenal
like
in the
a
role.
god. His body is just
Yeah, he's a
yeah.
treat. He's a
There you
treat.
go. Yes. I have to
I
get him
mean,
the
it's one of the
upgrade.
reasons why. It's one of the reasons why I be looking at Nicole. I'm like, if you rebound and you sure rebound better than a
You
lot of us
right.
do,
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. I'm like mad that she even holding. I'm mad at Nicole for even putting up any stop signs. It's just like, girl, let yourself be self. This is be with EJ. That's self care. I see it as self care. Just
Well,
allow him to pamper you. Do you see how he treats her?
well, part of the thing is that how do I put it? Acting on impulse is what gets Nicole in trouble 99.9% of the time. Because here's the thing: in her pragmatic head, had she not acted on impulse, she would not have completely, done the monkey branch without letting go of one branch without making sure she had a grip on the other, which ended up with her being completely without a man because
Right.
she blew things up with Rafe
Mm-hmm.
because she thought she had Eric, only for that situation to turn tits up because he had gotten his girlfriend pregnant. And then for that situation to turn tits up again because once again, her acting on impulse, going to run her mouth to Jada and involve herself somewhere where she didn't need to be. And now it's this big stoppage that is always going to be there between her and Eric. So now her not jumping to just be with EJ actually does make sense.
Y'all know what? I want that to happen. Go ahead and let it happen. Let
Oh,
Nicole
what happened?
go and let Nicole ride EJ's shoulders. That's fine. She go ahead and ride EJ's shoulders, and just before they get done, Sammy come in the door.
Well,
And
you know
she's
what?
gonna
That's
be
what happened every time.
immediately. It will
Because
be
listen, because you
that's what
can't.
needs
Yeah,
to
listen, you're
happen.
right. Because guess what?
Hmm.
Before all of this stuff went down, when we talking about EJ and when EJ was with Ava, When EJ was with Ava, Nicole was still married to Eric, and Eric was gone away in Africa,
Oh, you mean
and Rafe was
Rafe?
her friend. Rafe
Oh,
was her friend. Now, since Ava was also her friend, and she started
Mm-hmm.
dating Rafe, Nicole threw her emotions toward EJ on purpose. On
See,
purpose.
see what I'm saying?
Remember? Remember, because Sammy came back and Sammy was got caught with Lucas, and so
mm.
EJ Nicole threw herself towards EJ, and they started sleeping together, and EJ do what he normally do, and he go with his wife, which is Sammy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Let that trial go ahead ride his shoulders just until Sammy come back and she get done just like she did Rafe just now. That I would love to see that happen because
But
Well,
what's gonna
I'm
happen is
not gonna I'm not gonna say that y'all are wrong because I do find it interesting that they made sure that Sammy sent flowers to Susan's memorial. That
hmm,
usually is
certainly
a
did.
token of some sort that Samantha Jean is in the wind eventually. If
Amen.
not,
Exactly.
that sometime this spring we will be seeing her again. I'd be very
I
surprised if
will
we don't.
hope so. I will
Yep.
hope so.
Yep.
They
I'm
mentioned her
sorry,
a
girl.
lot. I would be surprised if we didn't see her.
Yep.
Yes, I would.
Yep.
I want that
Hmm.
so bad I can taste it.
We all
With
do.
all
I
these
mean, we all
shenanigans,
want this mess. I don't know about you, but I definitely want the mess. That's how come I want EJ to sleep with
Yes.
Nicole. I,
No,
I
no,
mean, I need
I'm
it. The
talking
messier,
like
the
that.
better. And I can't tell y'all how I'm just loving petty race. I'm like about to, I
I
want to
love it
change my,
too.
I want to change my profile picture to Rafe Hernandez. I'm fucking standing Rafe more than anybody on any soap right now. That picture so damn petty. I love it.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it because you know what? I think that that's part of my problem with some of these other soaps. Sometimes is that when people have the full reason to be pay boots all day and they're not, I'd be
Yeah,
like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
correct. Just like on that fashion show.
You being so grown and
Yeah,
adult. You know what? You could be a grown adult and still be petty as fuck. It's okay.
extremely.
That's
Right.
right. And Rafe is doing it 100. He on 10. That's the come. I was
So
loving it when he walked into the hospital and
I want to
saw
see it so
Eric
bad.
watching EJ and Nicole through the window. That scene to me was just glorious. I mean, it was glorious. It was just so orgasm
You
to
know
me.
what? You know what part of that's about, Sam, don't you? Part of it is about the fact that deep down in their little bitty hearts, because, well, fact of the matter is, this is how men run their shit. Let's be honest. Deep down in their hearts, both Eric and Rafe prefer Nicole to be miserable because of how she did them. That's what they want to see. They want her to be miserable because of how things went down with them. And I'm not even going to say that they don't have a right to be salty towards her because yes, there was wrongdoing on both sides. But what's killing them is that they keep walking up on this situation when she's anything but. And it drives the out of them. I'm like, see, that's the problem with y'all being nice dudes. See, a bitch like Ava Vitale, if she wants somebody to be miserable, she just gonna make it happen. You he bitches is over here waiting for the universe to make it happen for you. And if it don't happen, you're salty and you got droopy puppy faces. Go sit down. Go be a
Listen,
villain.
That is Rafe all day. Listen now, Rafe. This is another development. I said we got
And
stuff
Gabby
coming.
loved it too.
Rafe and Patch now. Steve Johnson. Those
Mm-hmm.
two both got a hard on for EJ now because EJ done kidnapped Trip. So Patch already went to Rafe like we got to get AJ. They talking about extrajudiciously, as I mentioned, and now that Ava's alive, I wonder if she gets out. I mean, because I could see Ava getting out of trouble because I could see Rafe giving her immunity to Red Eye EJ. I could see it.
It depends. First of all, I I think we all can agree Ava is extremely unstable right now.
Yes, she
So
is.
that's the
She's
one
got
thing. So
Charlie.
yes,
Hmm.
and one thing I do need is, and I think that's going to happen tomorrow. I think Trip is going to start to see that instability in his mom because she needs some sort of treatment for that. So
Mhm.
whether that happens in a hospital, in some kind of psychiatric facility, yeah, something has to give for them to get Ava on an even keel, because we went from I'm gonna blackmail him for $30 million so I can live high off the hog to let's kill everybody. That's a hell
Yep.
of a jump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
the thing is, Xander cannot actually do what Ava wants him to do. So he is going to hit Gwen up tomorrow for help. Because
Yep.
That's who Gwen is now. Gwen is his go-to. Gwen is basically his girl Friday at this point.
And Gwen has history with Ava.
Yeah,
Gwen
they're
and Ava
friends.
has done a little dirt together.
They
Oh, I
have
love it when my baddies
They
get together and do
they
dirt.
have, but here's the thing, and it's the difference between what makes Gwen a smart schemer and makes Xander a not so bright one. She had enough
Mhm.
sense to say, you know what, I got too much to lose to be fucking with you, Ava. Mm-mm. I can't be messed up. I can't be getting mixed up with you. I can't be getting messed up with you right now. So I'm gonna have to pass. Now against her, and this is the thing, against her better judgment, Gwen is going to try to help Xander with
Yep.
this matter,
You know
which
it.
is which is going to, I think, going to end up being problematic at the end of the day, because the last thing anybody needs is to be under Ava Vitale's thumb when she's in this condition.
However, I I see Ava and Gwen. These two see each other as peers.
Hmm.
These two usually work together, and if they can't work together, they shake hands and walk away. That I don't see Gwen and Ava um becoming rivals, so to speak, in this. I see these two as two extremely cunning women that are intelligent on their own, and that they are going to come to something that is smart, that's going to work for all of them.
Well, they
I,
Okay.
don't have no choice because wasn't Ava blackmailing Gwen or something once upon a time, or
Oh
there was
yes.
they had some
Oh,
kind of falling out and so. But now Gwen trying to help Xander, and that's the only reason why she would be helping Ava is because she's trying to help Xander.
but the thing is though, is that Gwen and Ava, whatever that blackmail they did do, they were against each other, but they came together in the end. Those
mhm.
two are not enemies at all. As a matter of fact, before Ava went to Xander for help, she went to Gwen for help. And
Mhm.
Gwen,
And
in for her to go to Gwen for help, it was literally just, I need your help. And Gwen was like, nah, sis, I can't help. And there was no beef. There was no I try to blackmail you, and none of that. It was good. They was on good terms. That's
see,
why
but
I think that Gwen and Ava, I think Gwen is going to be smart enough to at least buy some time with Ava.
and that's the thing. At the time that Ava went to Gwen before, after when Gwen was still in the hospital after Jennifer tried to turn her into real pizza, um, Ava didn't have any leverage with Gwen. See, Ava got Xander to agree to all of this for the love of money that he still ain't got. I'm gonna be mad about that till he get a transfer to his Swiss bank account. But
Mm-hmm.
I digress. But here's the thing. Part of the difference between their previous collaborations, because that's how when I see schemers working together, when I see the mischief makers making mischief together, I call them collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the differences with the collaboration right now is that everyone but Ava has something to lose. Okay, Ava is at rock
Mm-hmm.
bottom because she has already lost everything that she thinks that she has. The only thing she still has is her life and trips. That's it. There is nothing else left in the world for Ava Vitale. That's one of the reasons that she's so uncontrollable. Okay, is because she don't. There's literally no other leverage on her but those two things. And Ava had already showed I don't give a shit about this life.
But
I'll
you know
roll the
what?
dice and gamble with my life any day of the week, but she won't with trips.
That's what I mean.
Mhm.
So Ava, the only thing she has is Trip. I think that's a double-edged sword. I think that is what's going to reel her in. Remember, I still believe that Ava, we're going to get Ava pulled back from this dark side. Now, we need Ava Dark, but we got to get her out of the madness to where she can't be in Salem, because it seems like she right now she just want to kill everybody. We know
Yeah.
that's not tenable.
Mm-mm.
Now even
No,
Sarah
that's
knows
not gonna
wanted a
work.
break from killing folk, but Ava just that's been her mission. So I feel like that we got to drag her back from all the way the deep end. If she can help them hang EJ, and they agreed to send her to some kind of mental health facility. Hell, it could
Mhm.
be the mental health facility at the hospital she at right now. So Trip can go and visit her every day. I'm good with that. I'm okay with it.
It could be that. When it comes down to Xander's problem, though, is that the reason Xander is where he is because he has something to lose, Sarah. And the problem with the mischief makers, because we only have a few mischief makers, all of our mischief makers, except for Ava, are all on redemption tours. They've all, taken their lumps for the things that they've done that have hurt people, and they're doing fresh starts. Sunny's doing
That's
Aaliyah's
what's
doing a
gonna
fresh
happen
start.
with Ava.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that Ava gets there, but the only person who can really get her there at this point is Trip. But until he can get her there, and I'm hoping they do it in short order, because I know we have to shift gears on the show, because we have to go back to Lee and Gabby
Gabby's wedding.
and their wedding, and then we also have to shift to the story
The
with the
orchid.
orchid. Yeah, with the
Mm-hmm.
story with the orchid and the Marlena and Kayla
Okay.
and Kate's health starting to fail again, and how that's going to be a focus. So I'm hoping that they do the shift to get Ava the help she needs, so that she could stop being, completely unhinged.
Right.
Um,
Because
soon.
because listen, we started this whole mischief. This collab was Ava and Xander. I'm gonna
Mhm.
need this collab to end with these two mischief makers not blowing each. Because remember, if Ava blows Xander out the water, that also blows her out the water. I hope that somebody can get Gwen can convince her of this. That's what
I
I'm
hope.
hoping.
I
Because
hope so.
yeah,
Because the part that I'm concerned about is the same thing I was concerned about last week when we got that hilarious clown fight
oh,
between
I love
Xander between Xander and Leo, was that I fully approved of Xander, getting a helping hand from Gwen to help, get him out of this spot he's gotten himself
Yep,
into with Bonnie. But my concern was that I didn't want it to be a negative for Gwen or for Leo.
Leo, right.
Likewise, I don't want Ava's attempt, because the problem is this, is that the only reason Gwen is trying to help is because Xander's asking her to. I don't want Gwen ending up in a position where she loses ground that she worked very hard to get with Jack, to restart her life, because she's busy. Because the thing is, right now Ava's in this toxic place where being under her thumb is too dangerous. And
It is.
yeah, and Xander don't have no choice. Now, right now, of course, if he calls Gwen to give him to give him some help, he can do that. But I would hope that Ava wasn't strictly aware of it, because I don't want Gwen under Ava's thumb either. Because the thing is, this is what I meant when I said Ava's the only person who got something to lose. Because at this point, Ava don't want to go to prison, and she's damn sure gonna do anything she can to avoid that. And if that means, snitching out the other mischief makers, okay, what would your dad Jack think if he knew you were helping me? Hmm? What would happen to your second chance with your daddy then? Okay, that's the and I that puts Gwen in the same boat with Xander, of being under Ava Vitali's thumb, when Ava is just a little bit too unhinged to have people under her thumb. That's the only thing I'm concerned with. Not That's the only part about this that gives me pause. I don't want that to happen. Goodness, because I really
So
do like
I
Jack
feel
and
like
Gwen's relationship.
I think I have a lot of faith in Ava and Gwen in their collaborations. I believe, didn't Ava and Gwen collab to gaslight Abby into who did what? I don't remember what it was. When Gwen came out of the back with a mask on as Sarah. Wasn't that
I
was Gwen and Ava pulling Sarah masks, right? On
Yes, it
Abigail.
was. Mhm.
Listen, my baddies, when my baddies get together and collaborate, nothing but beautiful things happen. Beautiful things happen. I'm expecting a beautiful thing to happen for my two baddies because somebody got to pull my baby Ava back. I got to have Ava at least able to be a baddie with the rest of the baddies. I'm gonna need
Yeah.
Gwen to
And
pull up back
a
too.
baddie that can actually stay in town and not be doing this running around the Demera. As entertaining as running around the Demera crypt is, I need the girl to get out of the ghost house because it's driving her nuts.
Hey, listen, they could send Ava where Claire Bear is. I mean, they could send Ava where Claire Bear is, and Ava, Claire Bear, and Charlie can be in a room.
We ain't
Um,
seen Claire in a long time.
I miss her.
Anyway,
I miss her to pieces. I absolutely miss Claire to pieces. I'm mad that her
Mm-hmm.
parents in town without her. I'm serious. It's like what Belle and her what's his name? Sean.
Sean.
What the hell is they even doing here with Claire not here? I I mean, I do. I miss Claire to pieces. And when Sierra come back, I just feel like we got to get Claire.
That would be. I wish they would because I'll be honest. I used to always be frowned up at how Claire. When Claire set that cabin on fire before, I was like, "Oh Lord, I don't like them people anyway." So they'll live.
You
So if
know
they get
what?
a little smoke, if they get a little smoke inhalation, that's good for their asses. Damn them.
Claire Bear, you know what? A baddie is a real baddie when they can't do shit wrong. When I fell in love with Claire Bear,
Mm.
when Claire turned on Eve, because Eve looked at her like a daughter after she lost her daughter. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and Claire Bear was doing some dirt. I can't recall. Eve was living with Jack, and Jack, Eve was had his memory or whatever. Who I don't even remember all the details. But Cassie, not, I'm calling Cassie DePava. Eve was telling her, "Look, you got to chill, blah 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 blah. You got to chill, baby bird, right? Just talking to her
Mm-hmm.
like, come on, baby. I know it's tough, and we baddies. You're a baby baddie, but I'm a grown baddie. Just chill out a little bit." And Claire looked at her. I mean, that actress killed that scene. She looked at her like, "Who are you talking to?"
I'm
Like I'm the
grown.
biggest baddie around this. I was just like, wait a damn minute. This little girl just stole that scene from Cassie DePava.
It warmed my heart. Claire being how she is has always warmed my heart because I always felt like it was Belle's two bits considered the nice one of Marlena's nice daughters when she
the
sang
good one.
Sister. Yes, I was like, you know what? You deserve to have you. I find it hilarious that you gave birth to a junior version of Sammy Brady.
Oh, I love Claire Bear to pieces. Oh my goodness, I love Claire by Olivia Rose Keegan. Now the new Claire Bear they had, I was not gonna hate the actress. I was never gonna do that, but they absolutely changed the character. What kind of madness and sorcery did they do when they replaced Olivia Rose with that last Claire? Did
I'm
they
They're
have
trying
sorry.
to
self
give.
with Ben?
They was trying to redeem her, I guess. Well, that's the thing. When they had that whole mess with Sierra being, dead or whatever, and she was kind of gravitating towards Ben a bit, I was like, we all know this is going to end up in flames. We all know it. So I didn't even let my eyes drift on that because I was like, there's a little something there, but we all know this ain't going nowhere because Ben and Sierra was a story. And
Right.
dead or not my ass, dead don't mean nothing on this show.
But
We
she
got
never really
3 minutes,
wanted Ben.
y'all.
I thought that she was in
Oh,
love with
wait, what did you say, Bubbles? We got 5 minutes?
Three.
GH.
It
Three?
ain't one.
Did anybody
Okay.
watch GH?
I did not watch GH, but I did see that clip, and we both commented on it with Nicholas trying to emotionally blackmail Elizabeth, and I was like, "What the hell?" What I would like to talk about GH is the fact that the eagle eye people of the social media capped on this dismissal of the current portrayal of Nicholas Cassadine long before it was actually announced.
And begging for Tyler Christopher to be brought back.
They got him trending, girl. They literally got Tyler Christopher trending under soap topics. If you have soap topics in your trending things, and everybody talking about, well, we getting Tyler Christopher back. I honestly have no idea if we getting Tyler back. I
I
don't
think we
know.
will because Tyler Christopher had some kind of interview and he was just like, hell yeah, I come back to GH. So at this point, I don't know why whoever is running GH. I mean, they should have called his ass before they canned
Wasn't
Nicholas
it,
Coloma.
wasn't it something with a lawsuit or something? I don't know.
There was a whole bunch of mess with Tyler Christopher. I mean,
Well, what
there's
had happened with the lawsuit thing? What is this?
Well, hold on. Let me see something. If Amaya or one of the other regulars are still over on the video, I believe they probably know a hell of a lot more than I do. But that's the thing. Tyler Christopher is a very talented actor, so it is not just chance that he ended up leaving the role of Nicholas Cassadine and also leaving the role of Stefan on Days.
It was the
So,
drugs.
hmm,
He was either drunk or high. Wasn't he out? Wasn't
I
he?
thought it was drunk.
Because somebody
I
said he finally dried out enough that maybe he can work again. So probably he was drinking and stuff.
So I really do hope so because I'll be honest, Tyler Christopher is the only Nicholas that I recognize. If I'm honest, to tell you the truth, he really truly is the only Nicholas Cassadine that I actually recognize. Period.
Yeah, I'm
So
with you on that one. I don't remember any of the other ones.
They need to give him a shot. That's what they need to do. They need to go ahead and have faith and give him a job, because just because people, have addictions or whatever, don't mean that they are throw away and just no longer can contribute to society. So I think that they really need to give the man the job back if they can, because we want him. I mean, hell, we all want him. It's not
I
right
mean,
if
so
they're going to go get an asshole that nobody wants. If they're going to take a risk, they should take a risk with who everybody wants.
well, GH is especially because Maurice Bernard has his podcast, State of Mind
Hmm.
about it.
Hmm.
He had Tyler Christopher on there, and I didn't see the whole thing, but I do know that Tyler did disclose that he also is bipolar. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that they didn't just fire your boy with no damn plan for the character of Nicholas, because they already stated that that his scenes are gonna play out until the end of January. So I'm hoping
But you
there's a
know what?
plan and it's a good
So I heard a rumor, and it's 10 o'clock. I don't want to go too much over that.
one.
That he refused to film his last scenes or
Oh,
whatever.
that's not a rumor. That's in the Daytime Confidential article.
Okay, so that's a fact.
Charlotte,
Yes.
they dragging him right now. He is trending, and they are dragging him with Dixie Cooney and Alice Horton, and I giggle because they were like, "Do you think Katie McClain wanted to sit there choking on them fucking peanut butter pancakes, or that Alice Horton wanted to die with Marlena shoving donuts down her throat?" No, but they did that shit.
Exactly. And then the thing is, and in the soap,
Do you think Susan Flannery wanted Stephanie to die in Brooks' arms? Hell to the no, but she did it.
Baby,
pretty much.
baby,
Also,
Talk about an
baby.
exit story.
not just that, but also in daytime, you're only as good as your last role. Doing something unprofessional like that makes you basically unemployable.
Girl, they
So,
don't want him right now. It's gonna take him a couple of years for people to
yeah.
forget that he sat there and pulled that damn diva. Sir, you
Well,
is
let's keep
not
it real though,
Susan
y'all.
fucking Lucci to be up here trying to do shit like that.
Ain't nobody
Again,
coming to
Exactly.
see
daytime,
you, Otis.
Pretty much,
daytime is
you
smaller
gotta
right
have,
now, though.
yeah, daytime is even smaller than it was all those years ago. So
Sure
Right.
making the
is.
kind of decision like, well, if I'm out, I'm out. F you, I'm not showing up for it is like
But
saying,
that
They only
it's
got
oh,
3.5 shows to rotate between. Shit.
Well, that's what I
it
mean. I think when these actors really do the finger, they done with the genre,
They
Right.
must
got
be.
they got to be.
They
right?
They
got
must
Because
be.
to.
there's that just like Rena. I mean, she didn't say "f you" to the genre. She actually said she would do GH, and I think
Yep.
she said that because she wanted it to be out there and known that
Yep.
yeah, I'm not
That's my
done with the
offer.
genre. I would go back to GH, just
Yeah.
like what TK said. Where's the place you
Young and the
always wanted to go, you
restless.
never visited? YNR. I mean,
Yes,
I
honey.
think that that's their way of just
Yeah.
getting it out there. Like, I'm not done with soaps.
Shit, let his ass show up in Genoa City. I'd be like, what?
I be
Now,
thinking
Ashley,
about
I
you,
you know
that
what? I
doggone
gotta
Ashley,
be
be the
honest
new
with you.
man anyway.
I think I've seen enough of Torsten Kate in soap operas. I want to see him doing something else. I go see his ass on Broadway, hopefully on the big screen, maybe prime time, a NBC medical drama, a NBC cop drama. I don't want to see Torsten Kate in soap operas no more.
He
I
trying
don't think he loves it anymore.
he trying to get his girls through college, and I think once he gets them college bills paid off, he might just retire or do something else
Something
because
Correct.
else.
he's written books before and he's got other stuff in the works right now. I'm pretty sure. Let me see what he's doing real quick on his thing.
That's a good. And
I
remember,
know
we at
Well,
10:04.
we know he
Yeah,
ain't got shit. We know he ain't doing shit on bold. Cause all Rich got to do is show up and say how much he love Brooke. That's not challenging.
yeah.
Person's
All
the
his lines.
actor's
Yeah,
actor.
he got muscle
Yes,
memory
he
on all
is.
his lines. And I don't think I just really truly don't think that he loves the genre anymore because listen, we talking about it. We're down to 3 that are on network TV
I don't.
and days on Peacock. I
I
mean,
don't. I don't. I wouldn't say that, Sam. I think that people who look at B&B is where your acting skills can go to die, and that's exactly how they treating people who are like really good scholar actors are not being freaking used on the show. So my thing is, if he's always been dedicated to the art, I think that he would stay in that field because he absolutely loves the art.
well, I mean, you got to think about yourself and your future and what you plan to do, how you plan on your career to go.
Mhm.
If you got a choice between a field where you can get a job at 3 places versus a career where you can get a job at unlimited amount of places, I don't think that people laying they trying to go towards the soap genre
If he
anymore. And I
landed
don't
a
even think
job
that.
in New York on Broadway, he would excel.
Well, he's
But
already been on Broadway, hasn't he?
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bubbles is gonna find that he's been doing outside of this TV theatrics,
Well,
but
he's been putting in too many hours at Bold. I mean, he's been racking up the episode count. So
Yeah,
he hasn't had.
that's all he's doing is that.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Well, that's gonna be a little done rap for a little while anyway.
Well, yeah, well, according to Spoiler Girl, who has been spoiling pretty decent
On
Bold
Sundays.
lately, she did say that he was going away again soon. So
Mhm.
maybe he's going to take a
I
little.
put a pin in that one because I will say her average has been very good lately.
It's
Yeah.
been
So I'm
excellent. That last batch of info, we don't know where she getting all of it from, but that last batch, the batch before last, with
mm,
Taylor and Ridge leaving at the same time but separately,
Uh-huh.
that shit right there was too detailed for it to not be. She
I
got
will
a good
say this.
source.
I will say this. I ain't gonna doubt the girl, and I don't think anybody else should right now because her information gonna check out 100%.
Well, we looking for it because that's why I've just brought it up. She did say that he's going to be going off screen again, which to me makes sense. If Brooke and
Mhm.
Taylor are not going to be arguing over Ridge, what the fuck is he there for?
And with that, we will end the show and do the rest of that postulating tomorrow.
yes,
Absolutely.
indeed. We will
Excellent
see
show,
you here
ladies. I
tomorrow.
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed myself too, even though I didn't watch the show, but I appreciate the updates. I thank you, ladies.
And
Excellent.
we will be
Excellent.
back tomorrow where Tucker and Audra apparently gonna get down and do the dirty, and where we'll see just how over the rainbow Ava is on this.
Yes, I cannot wait. I will be up in the morning. Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Bubbles.
Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
Bubs.
Good night.
Good
Night
night.
night.
Thanks everyone out on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.